Hello everyone, my name is Larseth, and welcome to a new series in Europa Universalis 4. And this series, we are obviously going to be playing as Najd. Probably seemed quite fitting, given the theme of the new expansion, sort of greatly expanded a lot of the sort of features in the Middle East areas, and, you know, also adding all of the changes to Islam and stuff like that. So we're going to be playing as Najd, and there's actually quite a few achievements to be got as Najd. There's one that's been in the game for a while, which hopefully will appear here. It'll be further down. But we're going to try and get Arabian coffee. That will be quite a useful one. Form Arabia and be the nation producing the most coffee in the world. So essentially that, you know, the list of provinces you need to get that achievement is actually not too long. I think it's about, like, you know, like, might be like 20 provinces, something like that. So it's not too bad. And then it's just a case of developing all your provinces to your coffee producing provinces to, you know, bump up how much they're making. What was the other one I was planning on doing? Okay. So that one I wasn't intending on doing. Hard beginning. As a defender of the Muslim faith, propagate your religion to the Moluccas through trade and to convert 5 provinces. So we can give that a go, certainly. Given that as Najd we were planning, I mean, we're going to want to be, you know, conquering a lot of this area, and you've got 2 primary trade routes running, one down there and one through here, both collectively going around through Ceylon and then down through, I think, the Moluccas. Is it down here? Or am I making that up? Oh no, it's all the way down here. There you go. So it's basically sort of, I guess you're funneling a load of trade power from these 2 regions all the way down there. So that should be quite an interesting one to try and achieve. Where else? This was the one that was always, wow, it's been in the game for a long time at the very least. Najd own 500 Sunni provinces. So that's just a case of, you know, conquering and converting, essentially. As far as I'm aware, it's a pretty hard achievement to get done, because you have to be, you know, basically in constant war. In my Switzerland campaign, I mean, granted, you know, I guess the people you're coming up against in Europe are probably a lot more substantial in terms of the challenge than some of these nations, particularly if you're going down into sort of Africa. Or more southern Africa. But still, we only managed to conquer 100 provinces in almost the entirety of the game. So this one is quite a challenging one. What else? One faith is obviously one that looks quite good alongside getting the jihad achievement, but it's not something I anticipate getting, just because, you know, that depending on how, if luck doesn't go your way, and depending on who you start off with, that basically is tantamount to having to conquer the entire world yourself anyway. So it's probably not something we're going to get done in this one, almost certainly. What else? Sworn fealty is quite a good one. So I think, actually no, do we fall in or outside of that? Do we have a tribal federation as a government? It would appear not. No, we aren't. Oh no, we are a tribal federation. Yeah, so we are eligible for that. So that'll be quite a good one to get. So starting as a Arabian tribal federation, unite Arabia and have the maximum tribal allegiance. So that you almost would probably get that on the way to getting the Arabian coffee achievement. One thing I do need to check is whether or not to get the this one, you have to stay as Najd. I mean, it does say as Najd. It doesn't say starting as. So I would assume you probably need to stay as Najd to get that achievement. So, but then I guess that means sworn fealty, and the Arabian coffee one's the sort of thing you could just click the button at the end and probably get. What else? I think that those are probably the only ones that apply to us at the moment. So as always, let's have a look through some of our ideas and stuff like that. Najd, as is probably not terribly surprising given the achievement that Bear has, you know, the jihad achievement, is quite focused on religion. So Najdi, I think that's how you pronounce it. Missionary strength plus 2%, and eventually +1 missionaries and +15 movement speed. So that's quite cool. Starting off yearly army tradition plus 0.5. That's quite handy. Missionaries +1. That's good. Global trade power plus 10%. So that's quite good in terms of propagating your religion via trade power. If you're, you know, obviously, your trade power is quite high, then that should make it a lot easier. Attrition for enemies is quite good actually, because where they are, attrition for a lot of armies, a lot of large armies at least, will be quite high in many of these provinces. Because I cannot imagine I'm on the wrong one, aren't I? There we go, supply limit. Yeah, so you can see, like, the supply limit is not great in a lot of these provinces. So it's probably not going to be, you know, all that great for invading armies, and this just makes it worse for them, basically. Cavalry flanking ability plus 50%. That's quite good. A lot of armies in this cultural group basically sort of focus on cavalry. They have the ability to have a lot more cavalry in their armies without getting the malice that you would otherwise get as like a European army. So cavalry are a really, really big part of sort of Arab armies in this game. And, you know, this just makes them that much better, basically. Land maintenance modifier minus 10%. Now, this sort of plays into, you know, quite well into the fact that these armies are going to be largely composed of cavalry. Probably about half and half. Cavalry and infantry, maybe a little bit more cavalry. And cavalry are expensive. So land maintenance modifier will lessen the blow, I guess. And then last, but certainly not least, tolerance of the true faith plus 2. Which again is just sort of ties into their focus on religion. As to what ideas we're actually going to get, we're certainly going to get religious. It's more of a case of when we get it, as, you know, as opposed to if. I'm sort of thinking we might even get it. It'll be first or second, because it largely depends on how fast you're sort of conquering, because obviously a lot of these provinces around us are all Sunni, and then there's some Shia ones, some more Shia ones, and then it starts getting into a few Coptic ones. But by and large, a lot of these provinces are all Sunni. So is it going to be as useful? Like, the provinces we're going to be, for the most part, conquering are all going to have, they're all going to be, you know, at very least, Muslim provinces, and they'll almost certainly be Shia, Sunni, sorry, with possibly some Shia. So this casus belli against neighbouring heathens and heretics, will that be so, you know, important? I don't know. Trade is another one I certainly want to get, because we are next to two very, very important trade nodes. Again, does it need to be gotten straight away? I don't know. Military ideas. I sort of think that I quite like the aristocratic ideas here, mainly because of the cavalry combat ability plus 10 and cavalry cost minus 10. Although I suppose we could just go for, like, quality always bugs me, because it's like the first 3 are useful and the last one's useful, but these other ones, like, unless you really want to invest in Navy, it almost seems like 3 completely wasted ideas. So it'll be aristocratic or offensive, I would imagine. And sometime down the line we'll get quantity. So really there's not a set direction I really want to go in, I don't think, in terms of, like, I definitely want to get this first, and then, like, we're going to get that, and we're going to get something else. I think it'll largely depend on what situation we're in when we actually come to get those ideas. So yeah, let us start playing. Let's put ourselves on speed 3. both of our merchants have not been popped anywhere, so we're going to put... where are we going to put you? You're out of range, aren't you? Okay. So, collect from trade, because there's nothing else that you can really do, and you're going to transfer trade. Yeah, that's really the only thing you guys can do. Rivals. Okay, so... Nobody's put me as their rival yet, because I haven't actually started. Who is probably going to be the best person to go for? Will the Mamluks... Let's expand all of these, before I forget. The Mamluks, amazingly, would actually ally me. I think I'm going to get an alliance with the Mamluks. And the reason that that's quite good is because it'll stop other nations from just attacking me. Because they won't want to draw Mamluks into a war. At least that's a theory. So let's do that. Who else do we perhaps want to do? It's a tricky one. Because we don't really want to ally anyone next to us, necessarily, because they will, in all likelihood, be our targets for conquest. Hormuz might be an okay one to do. But then equally they're, you know, only 2 provinces away. Let's press play and let's go and set one of our diplomats to allies. And let's see about our rivals. So nobody has actually set us as a rival yet. So I think I want probably Shamar as a rival first. Maybe Dawasir. And then I'm going to leave the third one blank for the moment. I don't want to really attract too many people's ire at the moment. These guys don't like me. Have they rivaled me? No. Why don't they like me? Hormuz is allied to Najd. Oh. So, who did you ally? Dawasir and Shamar. So, really, I need to actually get another rival. Because they've allied both of my current targets. So, let's do Hassa. Oh, actually, no. What about Medina? Oh, no, you're an alliance with Mamluks. So, let's get Hassa as a rival. And as you are allied with the Mamluks and have royal marriage, we will also do the same thing. Oh, that's a little weird. They just became hostile to me. Literally the second... Wow, that was pretty close. Literally the second I clicked that I wanted an alliance, they became hostile. It's a little strange. So we'll get... Yep, royal marriage with you. Royal marriage with the Otterblobs. Not the Otterblobs. The Mamluks. So you're allied with Beja. Where's Beja? Ah, there you are. Okay, so you're pretty far away, to be honest. So let's build a spy network there. Let's also build a spy network in Shamar. Gains 10 influence. Sure. Oh no, I don't want a royal marriage with Shamar. What am I doing? Almost pressed the wrong button. Build spy network there. Oh, yay. Mamluk's giving us subsidies. That's actually pretty good. Because at the moment, our income is pretty small. And even with their subsidies, it doesn't even push it above 1. Get access to the sea through Hafuf. I agree. So we have a claim on the provinces we do not own. So we got a claim on there, so we'll be able to get a claim probably on Qatif. Yeah, and that's all we can really get at the moment. And then Shamar, we can get 2. Where is it? Aniza. Oh, jeez. No, sorry, Aniza. Probably not going to ally you. It is a bit of a shame that Hormuz allied Dawasir and Shamar because they were going to be my main targets. But now that's sort of flipped over to Hafuf. And I can't go down through Hejaz because they're a vassal. Ah, jeez. Oh, well. Right, so we can get our claim on... Oh, no, we can't. It's 25. What? Darcy are getting claims on me. So we'll get our first claim on... or second claim, I guess, on Hasa. And then we'll start looking at them. See, what I'll probably wait for... Let's get this claim. What I'll probably wait for is for them to go to war. So at some point, somebody will go to war. It'll probably be... Ooh, interesting. So Hormuz have gone to war, but I guess because they don't have 10 favors, Dawasir and Shamar didn't actually get called in, which is a shame. So I would otherwise have probably waited until they got called into a war and then tried declaring, because by that point I should have enough favors to ask the Mamluks to join. I'm just hoping that they don't get... I mean, they should be fine for the moment. The Ottomans are miles away from them at present. So let's continue getting claims. Let's remove our diplomat from Hasa and send him down to get claims in Dawasir. Cool. And let's get our first claim in Shamar. So I think what I'm going to do is certainly hold back for the moment and not go too nuts with regards to aggression. Oh, what? That doesn't seem very fair. No, does it? I have to spend points to get back to 0. There's no point sitting on -1. Even that will set us back a little bit. But there we go. So for the moment, I've reduced my army maintenance purely because with my army maintenance reduced, our income is actually above 1.5 ducats, which is quite amazing, to be honest. So we're just going to sit here and see what happens. Looks like Hormuz are probably going to eat the entire of Oman. Legalism or mysticism? Let's go and have a look at these bits and pieces then. So mysticism gives more missionary strength, morale of armies, and fort defense. Whereas legalism gives tax modifier, manpower modifier, and tech cost. So I think initially we want towards legalism, because that will give us basically more money, cheaper tech, and there's not... and more manpower. Like, that's a win-win in literally every situation. I can invite a scholar. So this is a new feature. But again, you have to... So you could get +1 merchant for 20 years, but it does cost 50 admin power. So for the moment, it's not something that we want, so we're going to hold off on doing that. It's a shame I can't see what's going on here. My guess is that Oman... Oh, okay, I was going to say Oman have got an army somewhere else, sieging down stuff, but no, they got eaten in one foul swoop. This actually makes Hormuz quite dangerous, in that they've got allies either side of me, and they have also got themselves probably quite a decent force limit at the moment. Let's have a look. Hormuz. Oops. Let's have a look-see. And I'm looking in the wrong tab, I think. Armies. There we go. Hormuz. Let's go and have a look at Hormuz. There we go. So they have a force limit of 11. So when you're all the way in these lowly figures of like sub 10 force limit, having a force limit of 11 is actually quite a lot. So we're going to have to contend with that, which won't be ideal. I'm going to get another cavalry and then a... Pretty sure I clicked foot soldier. There we go. I clicked the wrong one. The aim behind that is get the cavalry piece because that secures off both of my flanks. And then the foot soldier is basically just, you know, cannon fodder to pad out the ranks a little bit. So, interestingly, Hasa have been declared upon by Mashasha. So I'm going to wait until they've given each other a bit of a beating. Or indeed until at very least Hasa's army have gone up north. And I'm going to sweep in and try and take these provinces. I've got to remember to get my claims. Yeah, that's good. And then get one claim there. Right, I'm going to recall both of my diplomats. Or spies, I guess. And then add one additional person to increase stuff with allies. And there's not really much I can do. At the moment, I don't see any point in attacking because neither armies have actually fought one another. Meaning that Hasa have still got what is essentially a stack of 10, I believe, or was it 9, sitting around, and I can't beat that. So there is no point in trying. But we are going to keep our armies at full strength. Just to basically take the opportunity when it arises to potentially go to war with them. Lose admin power. I'm going to lose Diplo power in this instance. Mainly because we already lost some admin power previously. That 100 because we had to increase our stability. So we're actually behind already. We're playing catch up. So what would be really good here is if Mashasha go back and they have a bit of a fight. What I don't want, and it actually is beginning to look like it might be the case, is that Hasa are actually going to take a big chunk out of Mashasha. Because it looks like they're probably sieging down their capital right now. Yeah, so they're sieging down their capital. So unless these guys... Oh, what? How good was my heir? Let's have a look. 222, yeah, she's pretty poor. I'm going to lose the prestige. Oh. And 265, that is a much better upgrade, so I am very happy with that. Although, we are probably... So we've got 68-year-old Emir, and our heir is obviously only just been born. And the issue with that is, I believe in the tribal federations, if your leader dies without an heir of the correct age, I think your heir gets killed. So chances are this 265 is never, ever, ever going to see the throne, which is a bit sad. I'm going to speed this up just to see what see how this war plays out, because there's not really a lot we can do at the moment, unfortunately, because we're sort of hemmed in from all sides. How far is this from being sieged? Okay, they've just sieged us down. Okay, so if we see some of these flipping back, we should be able to figure out what actually happened. Okay, so they've retaken that. So they're still sieging down the capital. Hasar. They've taken... Ooh. Yeah, Renaissance. So Mashasha have captured that. So I'm actually going to... Oh, do I do it? Do I do it? Beja are almost certainly not going to come over and do anything. So I'm going to... This might be a really, really stupid thing to do. But we have to try, because we need some... We need to get some conquest going here. So we're going to go for Hufuf, I think. Yeah, so we'll go for Hufuf. Declare war. Get that, and we'll also get Qatar. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get, we're not going to be able to get a wall, because they've got a navy sat there, and obviously we can't produce any ships at the moment, which is a bit of a shame. So I'm going to bring my troops back, and basically get ready to jump into Qatif as soon as... Actually, no, what I'll do is I'll loot some of these provinces. Yeah, they've got a bit of money to give up. Alright, so these guys were just beaten. Mashasha were just beaten. So I've got to expect that there's probably going to be an army. No. Anisa. I don't want a royal marriage. Thanks. I've got to expect, really, that there's going to be an army coming down in a second. That's already been fully looted. Let's move our troops out of the way. Lose prestige again. I know I'm in minus prestige, but I just really don't want to lose any more admin power. God, this war is taking... These guys are really slogging it out. But their army should be, I think, coming back. Is it? So I'm actually going to leave them here. They've got 2-star generals, so they can pretty much wipe the floor with me. So I'm actually going to take back my troop here for the moment. Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll just buy a few mercenaries and go about it that way. I mean, I could even do that now. I'm assuming that... Where's, Mashasha? Oh my god. That is not ideal for me. Okay, how many troops you got? You got quite a few. I think I'm going to need to take some loans. Probably. Let's take a few loans. Because what that will enable us to do... Sorry, we've got up to 11 troops. Oh, yes, I'm going to give my ruler military command. Okay. So if I'm the defender, this might be okay. Can I get another... I need 28 to build. I should be able to build another... Let's get another loan. I know this is a bit ridiculous, loan-wise, but unfortunately I don't have really much choice. They're going to take a while sieging down that, so I'm going to siege down these in the meanwhile. Oh, I can't. That's really annoying. I need more money. You're a 5-2 general. My god. Unfortunately, because I'm way over my force limit as well. I sort of have to attack and see what happens. How did I lose? Are you joking me? What was that about? Right, our monarch died. That is very unfortunate. For multitudes of reasons, because he was a very good general. So now we're going back up against a 2 general, and I think I'm going to lose. How did I actually lose that? Please tell me that somebody... Yes, they've been declared on. So actually, we've been sort of saved. Briefly. Yes, we won. Okay, so this might actually be our saving grace. Let's get stability back again. Because they... Oh, we want legalism, please, again. Yep, so they lost. We're going to get loads of loans and all sorts of horrible stuff like that. And we're about to go bankrupt later this year. which is not great. But if we can get this province, I will be happy. We just have to do it. There we go. I'm gonna... Oh, I can't even get past there because their bloody capital's in the way. Let's get rid of all of these guys. Because otherwise we really are going to... I mean, they're going to get kicked out in a few months anyway when the... when what happens? Words I can't speak at the moment. When we declare where we become bankrupt. Because that is going to happen. Almost certainly. Next month. No, it didn't. Amazingly. I have lots of loans. And lots of attrition. Not attrition. Inflation. That's the one. I'm still quite surprised I wasn't able to... Oh no! That was a rookie mistake. I just accidentally threw my army away. Yeah, that's fine. Anisa, no, I don't want your help. It might be that we can actually still get this province. I'm still thinking we probably can. It's just a little frustrating that there's nowhere else we can go to try and get some war score. Okay, that was something I did not anticipate. Basically, some rebels spawned on the island or were there and I could not see. So when I threw my army into the island, it pretty much caused me a bunch of problems. I want army tradition, please, actually. Come on, please. Almost got stack wiped. That's not good. So actually, the biggest pain in the butt at the moment are these damn rebels. Because they have just taken my war goal away from me. Which is not great. Let's try and get that back. Cool. So we've got this back, so that is nice. Let's go up here, see if we can get a bit more war score. Yes, we should be able to. Ta-da! And just like that, we managed to get a bit more war score. So I'm hoping what will happen is Hormuz will peace out. Go to legalism, please. Yes. Hormuz hopefully will peace out. And I don't think they can get Qatif. So hopefully I'll be able to get Qatif as well. Medina are doing it right. They went about it in the right way. Did they call in the... No, they're doing it on their own. They just waited to the opportune moment. Unfortunately, the opportune moment sort of backfired on me. But I'm just going to sit here and wait for the moment. Oh, that was painful. That is a lot of inflation right there. Peace offer. I sort of need to... Yes. Lose prestige. What the hell just happened there? So, these guys, noble rebels, sort of enforced their demands, it seems. Oh my god, these loans all over the place. It's just becoming spam now. I don't want a pop-up window for loans anymore. I've got so many. I'm amazed I haven't become bankrupt yet. Right, let's go and take this province. Let's get this province back, and then we'll peace out, because that should be 100% war score. Or not. Where the hell else have they got provinces? Where actually do they have provinces left? Oh, it's still all the way up here. Okay. So this might be a bit of a pain. So demand that province, basically, and as much money as you can provide. Bankruptcy looming 2nd of June. Okay. What if we... Oops, wrong thing. Need at least 10 war score to make demands. Oh, great. Looks like we're waiting a little while then for this ticking war score to go up. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Amazingly, we are... How close are we? Bankruptcy keeps getting put off for some reason. There we go. Now we're bankrupt. And we don't have enough to... stability. Not a stability administrative power, because it all got wiped out. I'm sort of thinking this is a bit of a write-off, and I might just do a quick restart. At least I learned from my mistake. I evidently bet on the wrong horse in the race between Hasa and Mashasha, didn't I? Because I thought Mashasha were gonna have it in the bag, but seems they very much did not. Because I don't even think I can. I don't know why. Is the war score stopped ticking? Max war score. Okay, so. Yeah, I genuinely can't. I just got stack wiped by peasants. Okay, fair enough. So I'm going to exit the main menu, and we will do a quick restart of this after quite obviously cocking it up. Not really ideal, to be honest. Ta-da! But to get back to where we were will not take very long at all. Right, let's start up a new game then. We're still going to go as Najd. And Iron Man mode, yep. And we'll just do overwrite the same game. Fabulous. So, collect trade, and then we're transfer trade power. Hopefully... Mamluks want to, hopefully the Mamluks love us enough to ally us again. It looks like they are very happy to ally us, as will be Medina. So we're going to very quickly get back up to pace of where we were. Diplomacy, oh, I can't set a gun on allies just yet, because they haven't accepted. But in the next episode, we'll basically sort of try and do a similar-ish sort of thing in that we're trying basically wait until somebody's at war and then jump in and snipe their provinces. But I may have to wait a little bit longer until I can have confirmation that somebody's actually more or less lost a war before I jump in. Unlike last time where I thought they'd lost and then they turned around and it bit me in the butt. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will speak to you in the next episode. Take care.